Hi, dear students. Let us continue from where we left. We are in the topic of the code 19 AUB 301 automotive fuels and lubricants. We are seeing about the classification of fuels. We know that fuels are the substances which are easily combustible and they are in the form of mainly as carbon or hydrogen, which is burning together with the oxygen to give the product as well as the heat. Now we can classify the fuels into two major types. One is primary or natural fuels. The second one is the secondary or derived fuels. We know that the natural fuels are available from the nature and derived fuels are derived from some other substances. So both primary as well as secondary fuels, that is natural as well as derived fuels, are further classified as solid fuels in the form of wood or other things. That is, the primary fuel is classified as solid fuel in the form of wood or other substances, liquid fuel in the form of crude oil, and the gaseous fuel in the form of natural gas. In secondary fuel, the same solid, liquid and gaseous fuels are derived as coke as the solid fuel, kerosene or petroleum or diesel as the secondary fuel, and the coal gas. We know that Indian gas or some other gases, we are putting so many names, those are the secondary and are derived fuels. Let us consider the structure of petroleum. Petroleum is the liquid fuel. Let us discuss about the structure of petroleum. The fuels are complex mixtures of hydrocarbons made by refining petroleum. The fuels are the complex mixtures of hydrocarbons made by refining petroleum. Petroleum as obtained from the oil wells is predominantly a mixture of many hydrocarbons with differing molecular structure. So, petroleum is obtained from oil wells, which is predominantly mixture of many hydrocarbons with differing molecular structure. It also contains small amount of sulfur, oxygen, nitrogen and impurities such as water and sand. So, the structure of petroleum contains small amount of sulfur, oxygen, nitrogen and impurities such as water and sand. The carbon and hydrogen atoms may be linked in different ways as it is determining physical and chemical properties of different hydrocarbon group. The carbon to hydrogen ratio determines the energy characteristics of the hydrocarbon fuel. So, the energy characteristics of the hydrocarbon fuel has been determined by the carbon to hydrogen ratio. You will be asked, how can we determine the energy characteristics of the hydrocarbon fuel? So, it can be easily mentioned as the carbon to hydrogen ratio can be determined. Actually, the carbon to hydrogen ratio determines the energy characteristics of the hydrocarbon fuel. So thus, the structure of petroleum has been seen over. We will discuss more about the structure of the petroleum in our further classes.